So, just to talk a little bit about the ones that we previously talked about, this will be a listing test like the last couple of tests, or not tests, but quizzes. We've got uh, the first one is going to be health knowledge. The second one is going to be accessing health information products and services. Number three is going to be behaviors. And then what we're going to talk about today is going to be influences such as culture, media, and technology. First things first, we need to kind of um, define these things, and you kind of know what they are, but then you may not be exactly clear on what they are. So culture is going to be the arts, beliefs, the things that make up a group, make up a way of life for a group of people at a certain time. So you may be part of a teenage culture because of your music, because of, things like arts, some things like, what you like to do with your friends, the music you like. All that's going to be things that are going to make up your culture as a teenager. Throughout your life, those things are going to change. And then culture can also be maybe a cultural heritage. Maybe your family is Czech or German or Hispanic. Those things are going to be cultures that kind of have a tradition and kind of have some things that would go along with that. Not only those, but it could be any, cultural, any heritage that you might have. Let's talk about like our country heritage here in Fairfield. We are a small town, so we're going to have a strong community. Our town was pretty much built on a coal mine, not on it, but people working in a coal mine or working at the coal plant. And so what that means is that we would be identified with hardworking people. So, we kind of have to look and see what our culture, consists of, because they can be very positive or they can be very negative. I mentioned, food would be a great thing. Here in Texas, we're going to have barbecue. So that would be a cultural thing. And if we go to another state, we don't like their barbecue because it's not as good. So that's the thing where we would be kind of like, that's our culture. We do it better, that kind of thing. There's going to be, school culture where, like, if you are in a school that thinks education is the top priority, then you would know that you had to perform that way. That would be a way of life for a group of people, like it is here at Fairfield. Those are all positive things as far as culture, but culture can also negatively influence you. Let's say that your family, nobody ever graduated from high school, so nobody thought that graduating from high school would be a very important thing. So that's a negative thing, or that's a risk factor. If it was an abusive family, then that would carry on to your family. Those are cultural things. Hopefully that wouldn't happen. But there are going to be positive things in your culture and negative things. The next thing is we're going to talk about media. We can go ahead and put social media in there, not necessarily just media, any forms of mass communication. I say Facebook, but y'all don't use Facebook, and I know that. But whatever media platform, social media platform that you're using is going to be a mass form of communication. If you have a cousin that moved off, or if you have a best friend that moved off, it's great when you can communicate with them. You might be able to, talk to them. You may be able to just send pictures, whatever. So that's a very good thing. Maybe, you don't get to see your grandmother very much, so that you get to see, she gets to see pictures of you because she lives far away. So those grounds of social media, everything is great. That's going to be a protective factor because that connects you with that family social health. Now, on the other hand, where it's going to be a risk factor is going to be where you use these forms of media for bullying. Maybe that it's for, maybe somebody sends a picture, and y'all know how that kind of goes. And it could be very dangerous, and could be, you could have legal consequences to that. So, your parents talk to you about it. We talk to you about it a lot at school. Social media is a good thing, but you have to be careful. College recruiters could be looking at that, not necessarily for athletics, but for even academics. You just need to be very careful what you put out there and what you share, and anything that you might it might be inappropriate. You don't want to get in trouble in that area. Okay, the next one is going to be technology. I think the last 6 months is a prime example of how we could all get real lazy with technology. It doesn't really matter if it's your phone, if it's, watching Netflix on TV, if it's playing, PS4 or Xbox, whatever. Technology, again, just like social media, it's got great things that can, most of you are listening to this because you're doing online school. That's a positive thing. That's a protective factor. But we have to all admit that we probably waste a lot of time that we could be doing something more productive with the use of technology. Okay, so that's number 4, influences such as culture, media, and technology. Remember, for our quizzes, we really have to make sure that we're writing all the words down and make sure we're memorizing it. Okay.